Hello and welcome to Wetalk KE. This is where exclusive conversations meet real people. And tonight, your host is Mr. Owuoth Kaboko, and I'm here with great gentlemen, and we want to look through the Finance Bill 2026, Kenya. And we know Kenya has a history with finance bills, isn't it? Because we recently saw a real uproar across the country in the year 2024. And therefore, when we are approaching another finance bill year, we must be so careful. And before I go further, let's know the people we have on the panel tonight.
Oh, thank you. My name is Tony Kennedy. I'm a student at JKUAT University. I'm the Secretary General JLUSO JKUAT as well. I'm a strategist, a statistician, and a political analyst. Tonight, I know we are going to have a candid conversation regarding the Finance Bill 2026-2027. Thank you.
Great. Welcome, Tony.
Okay. Thank you. My name is Otieno Vincent. I'm a fifth-year medical student in JKUAT. I'm an MC aspirant in North Kamagambo, that's Migori County. I also love politics, and my ultimate dream is to make Kenya great. Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Welcome, Mr. Otieno.
Thank you.
Oh, Mr. Owuoth Kaboko here is a concerned young man because I'm a young man in Kenya, and I'm looking into the spaces that are available for me. And when I see a government proposing a finance bill, I must take a keen interest to know what is the government really planning to me as a young person, because unemployment is facing the young people today. Not just unemployment, we have a great extension of difference and disconnect from the older generation and the younger generation. And before we take even the conversation further, the people who are having in the panel tonight, it's also good to understand which side of the government are you in as a person. Are you supporting this current government, or you saying the government is totally and completely not going in the right direction? And in the Kenyan way, we say you're either one term or two term. It means a lot. Mr. Otieno.
Okay. I always like giving credit.
Okay.
Where credit is due. And I must also point fingers where I should point fingers.
Yeah, for sure.
And in all this scenario, when I point fingers more than I give credit, it means I'm opposing. In this case, I'm glad to inform you I'm one term.
Oh, wonderful. And just a yes or no answer. Do you fully support the Finance Bill 2026? Yes or no? Fully support.
Fully support?
Yeah.
No. I have a lot of red flags.
Thank you so much. Mr. Tony.
Yes.
Where are you? One term or two term? The only neutral person tonight.
All right. We have the one-term diehards and the two-term brigades. And therefore, when we bring this, when we are discussing the finance bill, I think it is not going to bring the core agenda of what this discussion or the listener and the viewers or the audience would wish to grasp from the conversation we would have wish to have tonight. And therefore, that is whereby by the end of this conversation, maybe someone will derive my side of the government, whether I'm inside the side of one term or two term. But I'm speaking as a Kenyan who believes in the future of this country.
Are you really free, or you're feeling there's some outside forces that are pulling or pushing you to be somewhere? And when it comes to Finance Bill 2026, 2027, do you fully support it, or yes or no?
I fully support it.
You fully support. Oh, it's wonderful. And this will be the best of conversations. We have a person who doesn't support the Finance Bill 2026. And this is my first concern, because I was talking about the young people, our concerns. There are so many things. I don't know where to really start from. And it's you, Mr. Otieno, that will bring us into this bill tonight. Just one key thing that you see is off.
In the finance,
yeah.
Number one key thing off. Our government is prone to making a lot of promises
Yeah.
to its people. One of the biggest promise, which made me happy, even as anti-government, was the pronouncing that people earning less than 30,000 will be the tax rates who are going to be reduced. And when the finance bill was out, that was the first thing I rushed to check inside that finance bill, and it wasn't there. When public participation came, the ABOCS said they were going to lose a lot of money. They were going to lose a lot of revenue by exempting this group of people. So that was one thing that I got the very, very moment I looked into this finance bill.
Well, thank you so much. I have a concern to you, Mr. Tolmi. You know, there is a proposed 25% excess duty on smartphone, the new taxes on digital payment like M-Pesa. And this is something that is going to affect us directly as a young person, even you. We have young people who their economic life is around content creation. For instance, we have people, we use M-Pesa on a daily basis, and just imagine the little amount the government is taxing already on M-Pesa, plus the transaction fee that is deducted from M-Pesa itself. It's not at its least as we expect it should be. And you say you support it fully. Why do you support such a bill?
Interesting. Tonight, as we have this candid conversation, we cannot discuss the finance bill minus helping us to understand what the bill means.
Yeah.
Because we cannot assume that it is an assumption that every Kenyan who hears about finance bill know what it means.
Yeah.
Because many people always hear that if they talk about finance bill, they talk about money. And that is not literally this similar thing they are talking about. So I want to
object you.
Oh,
That's not true.
We're getting there.
No.
I'm getting back to you. You'll respond.
He cannot communicate.
You'll respond. Just give him his time.
Even if I give you time, you will not help me. You will not help me define what I want to.
Okay.
Can you just keep quiet so that I can help you understand
Allow me to define
why
it.
we are
But
here?
no, finance bill is money. You cannot come here and tell us. Actually, finance bill is how government is
Relax,
getting money,
sir.
how government is getting
Relax,
the
sir.
revenue.
Let me
so you
def-
cannot say when
Oh,
we're
just
talking
a bit.
about finance bill, we
a
should
bit.
talk about finance bill and we talk about money on this other side. That's not true.
Relax,
That's
sir.
not accurate.
Okay. We have
define precisely so that we get you. Just be precise about what you find finance bill to be.
I want to differentiate it in two ways.
Yeah.
Then I will come back with the full content to answer you on the question regarding the phone's tax revenue that has been initiated of 25%. So, finance bill is a law that is going to govern on how the government is going to spend its revenue, collect and spend its revenue. All right. Well, a budget is a plan of the spending. It is a plan, right? Or the government is going to spend its what? Expenditure. So you have asked the question on the phones tax. So what the finance bill states is that you get there were several taxes initially when you imported a phone, with which if you collectively analyze them, they were amounting to 5,000 before you buy the phone. Meaning that a phone that is supposed to cost you 5,000 will cost you 10,000 because of the tax revenues that are there. But you find that this finance bill have combined all these tax revenues that were being collected into one. And it is not collected at the time when you are exporting the phone. It is collected when you are activating the phone in the Kenyan network. And therefore, they have reduced it to half. So if you were to be taxed 5,000, you'd now be taxed 2,500. Is that an advantage or disadvantage? I'm completely understanding what you're saying because you never asked on the part of digital space. I know you want to bring the aspect that many young people are using phones, right?
Sure, that's true.
And now if they impose a tax of 25%, it is going to demoralize on how their usage or discourage even some of them from using the digital platform, with which we are also getting into the world of AI. Okay. So I'm just trying to tell you that if you look the total percentage of the taxes that were being collected around the phone were amounting to Kenyan shillings, in terms of shillings, over 5,000. But it has now been reduced if it has now been combined. So that you felt that the entire task, if they found that you would have run about 15,000, you will buy at 2,000, 12,500.
Hold it there.
All
Do you
right.
have a response to what he's saying?
Number one,
Okay.
let me just first respond by a question, but I won't require you to answer the question immediately.
Okay. It's a rhetorical question.
Number one, now, do you mean now there will be no VAT on phones? That's number one. And number two, have you taken your time to read the wording on the finance bill, not what you hear politicians explain? Have you taken your time to read about the excess duty, the 25% increase? It's initially at 10%. It's now increasing to 25%. Have you taken your time to read the finance bill word by word on the issue of smartphones? Have you taken your time and to read on other tax? Have they explained there on paper that now entire task on phones will be 25%? Let me tell you, the 25% is only the excess duty. Only that. There is still VAT. They are still all they are there, and it's creating a very, very ambiguous situation where now the politicians come out and I was there. The public participation around Rongai, I was there, and the CS answered that question. But coming back and reading these stuff, whatever is communicating there is not what's on paper.
Okay.
He's telling us that to calm us down. But when you read what's going to be passed and what's going to be law, it's not actually what is communicating.
Wonderful.
So I really need you first to go sit down with this bill, read on this bill. Don't come here and you want us to consume what you hear other people say. Just take your time. It's not a lot. I know you are an intellect. Take your time. Read line by line. You'll
Thank you, Mr. Otieno. I've realized there is also a concern of real context of what is in the finance bill. And I beg that we should treat this as a matter of great concern.
Yeah.
Because I started mentioning that finance bills, it's a big deal to Kenya and the Kenyan community. We saw
it's like our future, man.
how many people died 2024 and how many people were injured, how many lives were lost because of the finance bill uproar. So we must treat this as a critical matter. Mr. Pon,
Yes.
you're a person I respect so much. And I have a personal question to you.
Okay.
What's your current M-Pesa balance?
5,000.
5,000. How are you free to share with that? To share with me your current M-Pesa balance? How free are you? Are you very free, 100% free, that anybody can know what the exact amount you have on your M-Pesa?
I am not free.
You're not free, for sure.
Yes.
Just imagine.
You can send me goods.
Just imagine.
Yes.
Just imagine
Yes.
that KRA will be having full access of your M-Pesa transactions. It'll be knowing your M-Pesa balances, the transactions that you do, where you do them, all the necessary details around your transactions. They will be knowing and having this information. We know how these Kenyan institutions are not trustable. It's not just a thing that is happening today. It's a story of the past. And there is no picture that has really happened so that we can say we can start trusting the KRA. You still support fully the finance bill 2026? Do you?
Okay. The bill has not been passed. And that is why it is undergoing the proposed finance bill.
So we are talking
2025.
about the proposed finance bill
And what it
2026.
contains.
Do you fully support it still? If
I-
there is such a thing, that your M-Pesa balance will be known by somebody somewhere if they want to access it.
He's also a digital
All right.
man.
Hey, you're a digital man.
I know I am a digital person. I'm a young person, and I am a patriot of this nation. Indeed, the fact that the intention is not clearly mentioned or explained by the people who drafted the bill, it may cause a concern. And that is why maybe if you were doing a parting shot, I would have said there is one thing that is missing in the bill. And therefore, there is a clause that should be put in place on the fiscal efficiency. The fiscal efficiency is how the government, how will we gain the trust? You want to tax us, but how will we gain the trust that the tax they're giving you is going to be used appropriately. And I know as we proceed, I just want to say that maybe this is one of the things we should have started with. We were supposed to start to know how big is our economy. Our economy is estimated to be around $147.3 billion. That is amounting to around 19 trillion. And you get that the public debt takes 12.39 of our economy. That is 67.6% of what our economy entails. And therefore you get that out of this, we are now starting to ask ourselves, what is the ratio that if you make money in Kenya, how much is going to in terms of debt? Meaning that if you make 100 shillings in Kenya today, almost 60 bob is going to the public debt. And you know that is now a threat also to the public. That is why I was saying there's a clause that should be put in the bill. The bill is good, but there's a clause that needs explanation so that we don't question the bill too much. So that the question on the clause of the fiscal efficiency should be added in the bill before it is passed by the bar. That is a proposal or amendment I would have rather requested for the members of the parliament who love this nation to put, so that we do not have these questions. But on the other side, if they can give us that public trust, then I mean the finance bill I still support it because they have good intention.
I'm getting a lot from the long statements that you had to make. In one way, you saying that you support this thing fully. The other way, you say there is still a gap that things can be still adjusted because this is a proposal, isn't it?
A proposal is not a complete thing.
Yeah, but then you say you support the proposal in one way. Oh, it's okay. That's your choice. I would have asked you your M-Pesa balance, but it's just that it's very late into the night, and if some goons get you up here, you'll accuse me. You'll accuse me. Now, with the distrust that the Kenyan people have in the government today, I think this will be a big concern. And just to ask, in reflection to the 2024 April, towards the 2024 Finance Bill Kenya, is that anger still with the youth today?
I can probably tell you the anger is there. The youths, we've come to one resolution. We want to ensure now the government, the head, actually we are targeting the head. We want to ensure the head of the government is home. That's our target. Because we've realized these theatrics going to the street, shouting one time and doing whatever, they are only doing us more harm. What have we done? Tuko kadi, bro. Tuko kadi, and we are just waiting for next year.
Okay.
But for now, the best we can do is to come to such spaces and say this and this and this and this is wrong, but we don't want to do much. We want to do much next year. August date 8. I think it will be up till there.
So you're trying to say you'll not be in the street as you were in 2024?
No, I lost friends.
Okay.
I lost friends.
So you're not getting back there?
I'm still grieving.
Yeah. But I still have a problem with you, the Tukukadi movement, because I was closely involved in the recent by-elections, and I was somewhat closely involved with the one that was happening in Ubunja, where CS Wandai left a vacancy there. And I did see how the young people are reacting to these by-elections. Well, the young people, they still need the handouts. They still need to support people who give them money, not visions, not plans that they see can change their future. Because I was actually with a very young candidate, we were selling a plan, and the young people who we expected in the most to support us without asking anything. And there were the people who were saying, because you are a fellow young person, you should even reward us more because we know you closely. And it was raising a concern with what the young people are saying, oh, tukukadi, etc., etc.
So, I want you to understand one thing.
Okay.
I want you to understand that in Kenya, we have diverse demographics. Here in Nairobi, and in the rurals. Ugunja is in the rurals, right?
Sure it is.
By understanding this demographic,
we are in a digital world, still remember.
Yeah, but the level of information around urban centers like Nairobi and its surrounding is not the same as the rural areas. So the best approach, I know it's there. Remember, I'm also an aspirant. I've also been there.
Be careful with these young people.
Yeah, the perfect.
I still tell you.
True. The perfect approach to young people, especially those who have not like found opportunities to reach where we are today, being students of JKUAT. You know, some reached class 8. They're still youth. The age, they're still youth, but they did not find opportunities to reach where we are. What we should do, we should go back there and we should be giving back to the society.
Okay.
The best way of giving back to the society is not giving handouts.
Okay.
Doing civic education. We must explain to these young people why are we choosing this fellow young person. Actually, and it's not even about young person. It's not about the age of the aspirants. It's about the vision of the aspirant. It's about what the aspirant will be doing to these young people. It's not about the aspirant being young.
Okay.
The aspirant can be 70 years old, but he has vision and he has youth of interest at heart.
Thank you so much. I want you to be sincere with me now. And as we conclude this conversation, what advice can you have to this government when it comes to the Finance Bill 2026? Do you see there is something that should be added or changed in the bill as a young person in that context?
All right. Before I give my contribution, I want us to understand one point within the finance bill. The estimated budget is 4.78 trillion. And you get that on how the government is going to spend expenditure is quite, yes, it is logical. But as I had mentioned before on the amendment on the fiscal efficiency, I would recommend, you get that on the recurrent expenditure where it carries the salary, the pension, and whatsoever, it takes 3.54 trillion. When you come now to the revolving government, it is going to take around 495.5 billion. When it comes to the development, that is the people who should be feeling is going to take around 7.96 billion. So you get that the entire money that has been collected, most of them, the people do not see the real results. And that will still take you to the fiscal efficiency I was talking about. They have to explain to us why they keep, because what the government is doing, that we need to understand. The government is widening the tax base. After widening the tax base, it is trying to close all the loopholes.
Do you currently know their projection? The tax projection?
Let me finish up.
The government is trying to close all the loopholes. And again, the government, you see, is now targeting. We now get that the digital economy is where there is a lot of earning. So they are getting to the digital economy where people earn so that they can increase the tax base. And on that perspective, you get that the cards, like the foreign companies, will now be charged much more like the transaction fee you are talking about. When you are creating cards, maybe you are told to, this is a service fee. It is going to be taxed, that transaction, at the same time. And at the same time, you get that when a company in Dubai, company A in Dubai, if it has maybe telecom company in Kenya, and that company A in Dubai is sold to a certain company B in London, and they always argue that that transaction has not been done in Kenyan borders, and now it is not easy to do that. Okay. So the government is doing withholding tax. So the government, indeed, in the bill, it is trying to collect all the resource as possible. But the still question which remains, with which is now bringing you to answer your question, is that after bringing all the tax together, we still have a deficit of 1.1 trillion. That is a debt deficit. Great. And as we bridge this, after widening the tax base, how will we feel? Because I'm answering this question in two ways. Who are the beneficiaries of the finance bill? So that by the end of this session, we will come to realize that who are the beneficiaries. Number one, we get the industries and the because of the exemption of certain taxes. With like in the machinery, you get the animal feed, with which other things have been exempted. But you get that the common mwananchi is not a beneficiary, which we call them the consumer, because statistically, as per the latest updates in April, the inflation was amounted to around 25%. Because it is, although it is within the range of the central bank, which is 2.5 to 7.5, but the common mwananchi is not feeling it because they collect the tax, but they don't see the real development.
Thank you so much.
And that one, I am still insisting they must. I would propose that they put an amendment of the fiscal efficiency to give the public the trust in the government.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah.
You bring up the question of trust of the government. Mr. Otis, kindly talk to the Treasury and as well to the Kenya Kwanza government. I don't know whether it is the Kenya Kwanza government or the broad-based. The audience will tell me better. Thank you. Welcome.
Number one, I think the government, they have achieved to convince the common mwananchi that the current proposed finance bill is not going to damage their daily lives. They have achieved that by ensuring, they are very, very conspicuous staffs. When you do very, very conspicuous staffs, everyone is going to notice. But here comes the government, where they are prodded in their tax base, as my fellow is saying, but they are doing it in a more unique way, which is somehow not affecting the common mwananchi, but also affecting the common mwananchi. In the last finance bills, they were trying to include some tax on bread, some tax on sanitary towels, some tax on milk. If you are keen, those are not here.
Cannot talk to that government.
Those conspicuous tax, they are not there. But there are a lot more tax and a lot more laws which are going to apply right from the president signing the whatever, and sooner or later they are going to affect the common mwananchi. And they have also managed to lie to people, including my learned friend. He has been lied to that there will be only 25% tax on mobile phones. That's not true. 25% is for the exercise duty only. It has been raised from 10% to 25%. There's still VAT and all those other charges which were there. So you need to be so much informed. And I just want to tell this government that their time is coming to an end, and whatever they're doing are like kids of a dying horse. So they can do anything they want, but they must be sure they only have a year and at most 2 months.
Okay.
The happiness of Kenyans, we will ensure, we will restore.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And because of time,
I just wanted to also say one thing about the government. Now that you have given him the chance to talk of the government, which is also my government, which is also our government, I will say just a statement. I would really love to say that the government is trying their best, but I would still want them to engage the public so that we see that in the language of economics, we don't want our debt to outrange our general economy. You cannot boast to have the largest economy in the East Africa, and yet the burden of debt is overriding us. Let us see on how we can make certain recommendations to ensure that this loophole is limited. Thank you.
Thank you so much to our audience. This was a wonderful conversation. We'll always continue this conversation, and you can as well share your comments, your thoughts as well to the Finance Bill 2026, and you'll tell us if you want us to host Mr. Otieno and Tony again on the same panel to talk again on Finance Bill, because as well had still questions for them that one-term team should tell us one term.